should be.
My point of it is,
again.
do you realize that our greatest ally on the face of this earth is Great Britain? 4 weeks ago, Great Britain, 500,000 British citizens signed a petition to ban Donald Trump from ever entering their country. This is our greatest ally on the planet. How the fuck do you expect us to ever have any relations with any other country if our greatest ally wants to ban our potential president?
That's a great front. I enjoy the front. I like the challenge, and so does he.
Oh,
That's a front. Yes, that's a total front. That's a total publicity fucking stunt.
How is that a publicity stunt? 500,000 people
It
said
doesn't
don't.
matter.
500,000 people looked
When
at
it
him and
comes
said,
down to it, when Great Britain gets bombed, who the fuck are they going to come to?
"Not us.
Yeah, they are going to come to us.
We're not the power that we once
They're
were.
going to
Why
come
would
to
they come
us.
to us?
Do you hear what you're saying? They're going to come to us, right? And what are we going to do? Bail them out, right?
How?
So why would they petition us not to be a part of their?
How are we going to be a strength when we have no allies?
They're the ones getting bombed, not us.
Not yet.
All right.
We have no allies.
I'm
You
talking-
realize the only thing that we lead the world in anymore is national defense spending, and we spend more than the
But do you
next
realize-
23 highest spending countries in the world. That's the only thing we lead the world in. We don't lead the world in education. We don't lead the world in jobs. We don't lead the world in birth rates. We don't lead the world in curing any disease. We don't lead the world in anything anymore except defense spending. That's the only thing that we lead the world in. And when you're a country that has
And
nothing to
why
do
is
but
that?
defend itself.
And why is that?
Because
we let everybody
two
in.
reasons, and I'll give you this one. I'll give you one very strong fact. The number one reason why we're the number one defense spending is because we're also the one that's out there doing the most. We're the one that's out there spreading our fingers the most.
Putting ourselves into other people's business.
Exactly, and I'll give you that. And by all means, that's a very Republican point of view, and that's a very red talking point, is that we're the ones out there affecting the most change. Great. The problem with it is, once we have no more allies, and once we have nothing else left, the only thing that we need is one other country to either outspend or outperform us when it comes to national defense. They only need to either outspend us on one nuclear bomb or outproduce us on whatever comes next. And once that happens, we have no allies to turn to. We can't turn to Canada, we can't turn to Mexico, we can't turn to Britain, we can't turn to Europe, we can't turn to Asia, we can't turn to anybody because nobody fucking likes us anymore.
Yes,
We're dead.
No.
We have nobody to turn to because Trump is our fucking president and he pissed everybody off.
No. He's not, dude. He's just pissing off the voters. That's all he's doing.
That's all he's...
Dude.
He pissed off 500,000 British voters that don't even get to vote for us.
So
They're our
what?
strongest ally. How do you think
people were
the
pissed
people
off that Obama got elected president twice? That
how
over
many people petitioned
It doesn't matter.
Parliament
You know
in the United Kingdom to ban
Trump
President Obama from the country?
care.
Fucking zero.
Trump
I don't
doesn't
care
care.
what Trump's
Trump has
feeling
the most-
is.
The best military.
What I care is what
the
do
most
our allies feel.
technological fucking system in the world to go against anybody. This country is built beyond anybody's recognition. They have no idea how much power we have in this country.
Okay,
So what he's doing
Let me ask you a
is
question.
that he's taking the power that he has and he's going to influence it in the world.
Let me ask you this question.
And that's going to happen.
Are you so
Guaranteed.
arrogant to believe that America is the only country on the world that has the technological abilities that we have?
No.
Okay, so theoretically
But
speaking,
no one's going to nuke anybody.
Really?
You're fucking a dumbass if you think you're going to nuke somebody. You know how many fucking people are going to fucking bomb you then?
Trump thinks that that's Trump's whole Trump card.
No,
is that
no.
he thinks he has the finger on the button.
No.
That's the only thing that sets America.
He's not going to nuke a country.
But what's he gonna do?
He's going to fucking do other means and just. He's not going to demolish a country.
Like what? What are his other means?
He's going to stay out of it until they fucking come to us and start fucking. If they put the first shot at us, he's going to fucking go after them. But he's not going to nuke them.
How's he gonna go after them
He's not
without
gonna
nukes?
nuke them.
What's he gonna do? Strategic
He'll
bombing.
cut off oil supply. He'll cut off water. He'll cut off fucking. He'll make it rough.
How is he going to do that without allies? We don't control any of those assets.
You can control that stuff.
Oil is a Saudi Arabian and an Iranian and an Iraqi. It's all Middle East controls the
people,
oil.
Dude, no one. If you bomb somebody, it's over. There's no World War II stuff going on.
Here's the thing. You're saying that he's going to cut off their oil supply. He's going to cut off their food supply. He's going to put embargoes on them. How is he going to do that without allies? The UN are the ones that set up the UN embargoes.
The whole world isn't
the Middle East.
Trump.
The Middle East is the one that controls the oil. They're the only ones that can set up the oil embargoes. Right. Trump doesn't have that power as American president.
The
American presidents do not have that power anymore. But he's pissing off our strongest ally. How do you think he's going to do with our weakest ally? You think he's going to have say-so over the motherfucker that doesn't listen to us when the one that does listen to us wants to ban him?
So you're saying that Barack Obama's his foreign policy is better than Trump's?
What I will say about Barack Obama is that Barack Obama hasn't pissed off anybody. When it comes to the United Nations.
He's done nothing, okay?
That's a very Republican point of view.
He's done absolutely nothing to save this country from anything that has happened at all. Right, absolutely nothing.
That's a... I'm not even going to argue against that because that's...
What has he done?
That's a Republican talking point, and it's... God damn.
Go ahead. You know... You think that the 4 years that he got elected in the first term, you think I was fucking all happy joy about it? No, it wasn't. You think the second term was great? Fuck no. It's your fucking time to be like, there's going to be somebody else different here. So let's see what they can do.
At the end of the day...
There's always an option that's other than what's been going on right now.
At the
and I
end
think
of the
that's
day,
the whole checks and balances of what's going on in this country.
At the end of the day,
he might not be the best candidate, but you know what? He's definitely better than what's been in there.
At the end of the day, it's always been my opinion that you cannot judge any president that's in office until 5 to 10 years after his presidency. That being said, anything that you're saying right now about Barack Obama is actually a direct referendum on the presidency of George W. Bush. We're not going to be able to truly and totally respect or disrespect Barack Obama's presidency until after he's out of office. I said the same thing about...
He's been in there for almost, what,
I said the same thing about King George I. I said the same thing about Clinton. I said the same thing about King George II. I'll say the same thing about fucking Obama. So, and I'll say the same thing about fucking Trump or Rubio or Bernie or Hillary. God, I hope it's not Hillary. But any of them that come into place, I'll say the same thing. We're not going to be able to judge their presidency until 5 or 10 years after they're out of office. Now, historically speaking, you can go back... reverse it, and I don't have the stats to back this up because I'm drunk, but you can go back and you can look at anybody from Ford to Carter to Reagan to King George I to Clinton to King George II, any of them. All the shit that they did, the majority of the shit that they did, it's not really the aftershocks, the true effects of everything they did. You look at Clinton with Glass-Steagall, one of the biggest gaffes in any presidency of my lifetime is the repeal of Glass-Steagall. That happened under Clinton, who, as far as I'm concerned, was one of the better presidents of my lifetime. As far as I'm concerned, he balanced the national deficit. He balanced the budget. He did a lot of things. He also got blowjobs, and I'm a big fan of those. But then he also repealed Glass-Steagall. And repealing Glass-Steagall, to me, is what directly led to the burst of the real estate bubble.
Right.
Dude, the real estate bubble didn't burst until George W. Bush was president.
Well,
Bill Clinton was directly responsible for that.
Right.
My point of the whole thing is there's a 10-year gap in there.
Right.
So if you want to judge Barack Obama, that's fine. I'm all for it. Give it 10 years.
Well, I'm judging him. Okay.
Fast forward to potentially Donald Trump getting in office, and this motherfucker wants to tell everybody that we're the shit and we can do whatever we want, and you don't get to tell us a goddamn thing.
What's wrong with that?
We don't have the power to back it up.
We don't?
That's what's wrong with it. No, we do not. All we have is the nukes. And if we're not going to use the nukes, then we have nothing. So our choice is nuke everybody or fall.
He's a publicity stunt, dude.
He's a publicity whore, yes.
You understand what he's doing?
Yes.
He's getting everybody's vote so he can get into office.
He's pandering to every voter, yes.
So